first assembled finally with all of his makeup, Scorpius in the outfit, and he came on and he performed, and he had so much presence as well. And I mean, their objective, the Henson Company wanted to prove that they could do very high quality work on a fast turnaround. And they'd also said, the directive was, let's make miniature films. So they hired film people rather than television people.
Yeah.
So these film directors would come in, and when we first worked with Rowan Woods, as Ben said, I mean, it stretched us and it gave us an opportunity to really enjoy the process, and the directors were always incredibly respectful of us as actors. So, you know, we had an incredible sandbox to play in, and an amazing budget, and we were always taught on Farscape to ask why not, because that was coming from the top down. So we took a lot of risks, and you know, when you're in that space, you're gonna, you know, if you take risks, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. But overall, the fact that people are tuning in 10 years later for the first time, I think speaks volumes.
Good evening.
Hello.
We've heard a lot about episodes, and I know each and every one of us out here have our favorites, and probably, like me, have a number of favorites. I would like to know your favorite and why. And if I may, would we please start with Virginia Hay?
Oh, well, thank you very much. And first of all, thank you for making the superb jewellery for me that you presented to me yesterday. It was absolutely superb. Well, my favourite episodes were any episodes that Ben was in his tight leather pants. You're on your own there, Virginia. He has his bottom like 2 freshly baked loaves of bread.
Trouble I'd get in if I started saying things like that. I'd go home, the door would be locked. I read on the internet that you said Virginia Hay's ass was like 2 freshly baked buns. Not only am I misogynistic, I'm cheating on my wife.
Virginia and I are sitting at the other end of the table going, please, sexually harass us at work next time.
It's not that you couldn't say it, it's just the trouble you'd get into for saying it.
Welcome to Australia.
This is America, there's an internet, my wife knows everything. Apparently, I'm on BCTV right now.
Yeah, this is Virginia and me on the first day. Ben, welcome to Australia. Oops, I think we dropped something.
I feel so cheap.
We wanted to feel if you were cheap.
We have a episode. I distinctly recall the question was, what's your favorite episode?
And why?
I don't think my butt qualifies as an episode. First episode of the episode, Creighton's butt. Part 1 and Part 2.
Oh yeah.
The left cheek abides. I just love the episodes with Scorpius as codpiece. Come on, do you have a favorite episode?
4 seasons, a mini-series, and your favourite episode's the one with Scorpius as codpiece.
No, that wasn't my answer. I'm last.
Who votes that Ben's answer is next?
My favorite episode, and I have a number that are favorites, but the one I remember most fondly is A Dog with Two Bones.
Yeah.
And I realize it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I loved, and you know, when we were shooting it, we were scrabbling to get it done, but I loved the beautiful lyrical nature of it. I love the way it's shot, and you know, I think that the coin toss scene, which came out of great negotiations and problems, and out of this tremendous storyline, I think it's one of the really great moments of the series, and I would watch it just for that scene alone. And you do understand that the idea of tossing a coin was Claudia Black's idea.
Well, Ben and I had decided, we were talking about this at Comic-Con, Ben and I had decided there were incredible makeups and puppets and all sorts of stuff going on, but every piece of work, everything you do in life needs to be grounded. And for us, we just decided anyway that at the heart of the show it was a story about love. It didn't matter about which characters or about who, but it was a love story as far as we were concerned, and that was what we felt was our enjoyable job every day, was to tell that part of it. And so yeah, I mean, Dog with Two Bones for me, I mean, that scene was amazing to do. It was very emotional because it was the last scene we shot that season. So the crew came down at one point to watch, so it was sort of like live theatre. For me, physically though, in terms of fun, we spent a lot more money in the first season doing location stuff because we wanted to really sort of like an advertisement for shooting in Australia. Let's show these amazing landscapes that we have. And so we shot out at Kurnell near the airport on the sand dunes, and we were in these dune buggies and
Icarus abides.
What?
Icarus abides.
Yeah, and that to me, it was just unadulterated fun, and it sort of really struck me then that we get paid to do things that otherwise would be completely illegal.
Yeah.
And there was so much freedom on those days out there, and I really felt I was really lucky to be part of that. Massive explosions. So yeah, that episode in particular would really sort of open things up for me, and I also felt for me playing Aaron, that episode 7, PK Tech Girl, we shot in a really cool location.
Deadly.
In Balmain, in a sort of old factory.
An old power plant that was falling apart. It was literally falling apart, but that doesn't stop an Australian crew from going in there and shooting at night when no one can see anything. Literally, the concrete was crumbling, the metalwork was rusting, and it was, you know,
there was
asbestos.
Asbestos. Yeah, and they said it's okay as long as you don't trample the asbestos dust where you're walking. If you don't lift it off the ground, it's okay as long as it's safe.
Or as long as you don't breathe while moving.
Yeah. But I got to really, I think the best days for me is when I was sort of being able to be in my body and out of my head, because as a performer it can get very easy to get stuck up here, or in life in general. So I'm sure a lot of you would agree, when you're actually doing something with your hands or your body, you feel really sort of in the moment. And being able to rappel down and have those little sort of, you know, it was my little homage to Linda Hamilton in Terminator. That was such a sort of thing for me, seeing that film as a kid and saying one day I want to do that sort of work as an actress. So for me, doing PK Tech Girl was the beginning of feeling like I was realizing that.
I think I just have so many moments shooting Farscape that it's very difficult for me to just choose which are the best. However, I do remember one of the quieter scenes that I absolutely love and remember with Ben is where I'm sitting in a cell and having this quiet conversation with you, and that for me, everything kind of stopped in terms of full-on action, and we just sat down and talked and listened to each other, and that moment for me was wonderful. You know,
Yeah,
just
the
sitting
end
down
of
there,
season
so,
1.
wow.
Family Ties.
Yeah.
It's the end of season 1, right?
Yeah.
Last episode of season 1.
Uh-huh.
Should have won an Emmy.
Sorry?
Should have won an Emmy.
Absolutely. And in terms